What's up, Yay Squad? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anya, rhymes with Kanye. So stop and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, if you guys already couldn't tell by the title, I have dyed my hair blonde. And when I tell you this has been a process, because I did not under any circumstances want to bleach my natural hair, because my hair was at its peak of health. It was growing, it was flourishing, it was thriving, all them good juicy words. Okay, I was like, I can't put bleach on this. If I put bleach on this, I'm gonna hurt. I'll feel real bad inside, and I might even cry if anything goes wrong. But if I do these box dyes, I know I'm going to be okay. And I will do what I need to do in order to achieve the color that I want. I'm going to give y'all the breakdown of what exactly I did and the products I used. So if you are looking to do a blonde color but you do not want to bleach your hair under any circumstances, I highly suggest this is what you do. I did a total of 3 dye sessions. 3 dyeing sessions of box dye to achieve this color. During those 3 sessions, I did not use the same box all 3 of those times. Each session required a different box each time. For example, during my first dye session, I used Cream of Nature in the color Ginger Blonde, and I also used Dark and Lovely's Luminous Blonde, okay? Both of those boxes I not mixed together. Of course, I made them in their separate little containers, but during the first coating of the dye, I used the Ginger Blonde. And then after I put all the Ginger Blonde throughout my hair, I used the Dark and Lovely, and I used that Luminous Blonde and put it on top of that. Because at first it was giving me this very gingery blonde color, and I'll try to like insert a picture so you all can see exactly what my hair looked like once I did that, or at least a video or something. The second go around dyeing my hair, I used the Dark and Lovely Luminous Blonde because I actually really liked how much it lifted my hair. So I used the Clairol Textures and Tones in the color Lightest Blonde. So I used both of those boxes, the Dark and Lovely and the Clairol, and I put it throughout my head and let it do its thing. Now, after the first time, I did not tone my hair. I just put the dye on it to just see what it would do, you know, and it was lifting my hair. Like y'all see how my hair was before I dyed it and where it is now. So it was freaking me out a little bit, so you know, I was going slow and steady. So I didn't do any toner the first time around, but the second time around, I did buy toner, and I used the Color Charm in T18 with a 20 developer. You could get developer like literally anywhere. To me, it doesn't matter the brand, like they all do the same thing. And the color I achieved with that was a really, really bright blonde. It's what how I went to graduation when I graduated from college, and I'll insert a picture so you can see exactly how yellowy and like blonde that one was. It was pretty extreme blonde, okay? But it was so cute. Like, it was so cute. I loved it. And like after like a couple days went by, of course it got a little bit darker, so it wasn't as exaggerate as it was. And I'll insert like a picture of it when my hair is curly with it in. And I really loved it at that color, but it started to change after a little bit. So after I did that dye, there was just something like I still had too many yellowy orange tones, and it was just getting a little too much for my taste. And I really wanted this like ashy, like light blonde. Like actually I wanted it to be even lighter than this. I wanted to be on the verge of white when it comes to the tips. I wanted the tips of it to be a little bit frosted, and that's something that I may do. So you know, just stay on lookout. If you want me to like frost my tips and you want me to actually do like how I'm frosting it and do a tutorial, leave a comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll do it. So I I was not really pleased with how it was looking. All of my hair had different tone, like colors. And when I tell y'all, this literally only happened within like a week, like two week span. Like I just graduated last week, the week before last. My hair started growing out. Like I'll insert a picture of like how my roots were and my hair was before I did this. Like I'll insert a picture for you. But it was just so orangey. My roots was coming in and I was like, this isn't even the color that I wanted to ultimately be. So I got to do something about this before it gets too out of hand and my hair grows out a little bit too much. So that's when I decided, you know what, Anya, we're going to dye our hair. You should never talk to yourself in like we. I was like, I'm going to dye my hair again, but I'm going to get box dye. Now this time around I didn't use any of the ones that I used before. Like I said, this time I used, and I'm looking at my phone just to see the picture of like box dyes and stuff, and I'll insert them for you all so you have a great depiction of what it is. Like if you want to do the step-by-step of what I did, you know, do you boo, do you. So this time I used Revlon's Color Silk in the color Ultra Light Natural Blonde. Now when you look at the girl in the picture, you're like, yeah, that's blonde. And so to me, I was like, I'm just going to put this in my hair. Like I need to lift my hair as much as possible so that when I tone it, the toner actually does its job like really good and takes away the brassiness. And you know, I really wanted it to be as lifted as much as possible so it could be as light as possible. So I got 2 boxes of that, and I didn't mix it with another color. I just actually used 2 of the same box for once, and I put it in first. This is the only thing that I did different than with the other box dyes. This time I only made 1 of the boxes, put it in my hair, let it sit for the 30 minutes, you know, like I did with all the other ones. Let it sit for 30 minutes, rinse it out, and I was like, okay, all right, we getting somewhere. And then I was like, let's go lighter. So then I made the other box dye, put it on my hair, sat another 30 minutes with dye on my hair, and let my hair sit and lift. After that, I was pretty pleased with how much it had lifted. I didn't want it to be like too extreme because my roots were dark. Like my hair was growing in. Y'all saw the picture, like my hair was growing in like super fast. And I was like kind of scared about just doing both of the boxes together and only having all of that dye to just sit versus let me do these 2 in 2 segments. So after I had literally did all of that, I was like, it is time to tone this bad boy out. Now my little brother can attest. He was at the hair store with me and he was literally in there with me for a good 20 minutes while I was deciding what toner I wanted. Of course I wanted to use Color Charm because I had heard just a lot of good stuff about Color Charm. I used it when I had first toned my hair, and although I didn't see the result that I wanted to, I knew that this time I just needed to put more toner. Because it says the little like 1 and 2 parts and all that stuff, and me personally, I didn't really understand what that said until like a girl explained it to me in the store. But this time I was like, I'm not using half of the toner, I'm using all of the toner, and I'm going to fill up that bottle that I used the toner in twice with developer, and putting it into the little tray that whatever you're using, mixing it up and calling that my toner concoction. Now with this time, instead of using T18, I used T10. Now I was looking everywhere for stuff about the different toners and like what colors you'll get out of it, and they were telling me that kind of the higher you go, the lighter or paler or asher the blonde may be. And honestly, I was like, my hair, although it lifted a lot, it still had some of the like brassy tones, therefore hindering it to lift as much as it possibly could. And also, you gotta understand that I didn't bleach my hair. So my hair is literally trying to lift as naturally and safely as possible. If that's not natural, but you know what I mean. So I'm like, okay, let's try T10, because literally they didn't have T18. And I was like, okay, great, they don't have T18. T18, and I was looking for like other stuff, colors. Like when you look at the bottles, and of course I'll have pictures inserted so you can see them. When you look at the packaging and their little like, I guess their little like little Bible they have, I don't know the word for it, the little Bible they have for their little color charts, they had like the purpley or like the blue bottle was one that'll really take out the brassy tone and stuff, and they didn't really have a lot of what I was seeing in the little Bible thing. So I was like, yo, I'm just gonna take a risk and do this T10. It can't be that bad. When I read the back, it say take away brassiness. I'm like, great, that's what I need taken out, let's do it. So after I sat with the toner for, I believe 20 minutes, I sat with the toner, and this was my result. And y'all, when I tell y'all, this color gives me all types of life. Like, I don't know, it's something about it. It's like this beachy, earthy, like sensual type of blonde. Yeah, if there's any more questions that you all have, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get to answering them as soon as possible. Possible. Impossible. I will get to them as soon as possible. Also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all in the next one.